Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing this little candle picture. This is from Miniature Secret Garden. We've got the chain at the top and then the candle in its holder with the two moths. I've decided to have some fun with this page and try a few different techniques. Now we're going to start with the candle. I'm going to start with this orange. It's Staedtler Ergosoft number 24. Now I'm thinking about, as I colour, the fact that this candle is round, and obviously on the page it looks quite flat, but it's a rounded candle, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more for you. Push it up a bit, there we go. And this is my lightest colour, and I'm going to do a really light colour all over the whole of the candle. Now I'm pressing really gently here. I just want a vague colour. Now we've got all these dots and different bits, and I'm just going to ignore those at the minute. I may ignore them anyway because they're quite small, but we'll see how we go. So I'm just doing a gentle round and round movement, and also down here where this wax is melted down onto the bottom. So we've got that basic colour down. Now I'm going to put some harder colour along the edge here. So I'm pressing harder and I'm going to gently bring that in. I want it to look like it's some sort of shine on the middle as well, as if the bit closest to us would be catching the light. So there we go, and darker again, back in with some more colour. I'm not going to do too many layers of this orange because I'm going to go over in a bit of red as well. But I'm just layering it up a little bit. I do this so that I can sort of plan what I'm doing with this picture. So there we go. Happy with that. And I'm going to now take this is the sort of reddy orange number 2, so you can't see that in focus. There we go. And I'm going to go back over the darker areas that I put in before. Now you notice I'm ignoring this dribbly wax. I shall do a bit of that in a minute, and this bottom, but I'm just going to get the main part of the candle bits done. And I'm just adding gentle layers of colour, and I really want to make sure that bit gets left pale. So under here I'm thinking we'll go over a little bit, and I'm thinking there might be some shadow here at the bottom of the candle, so it might be a bit darker there and here, but we've got light here, so not so much so. And along here where these shadows are, maybe a gentler amount under here. Now here, this is a hole, a dip, so it's going to be darker. So we put some darker colour here. Now towards the top it's going to be lighter where it's catching the light, so we'll leave that bit lighter. And the same here, I'm thinking here it might be darker at the bottom. And then we're going to take the red, number 29, and emphasise our colours even more. So back over the top of these areas where we want it to be dark, but we're not going to take the colour in quite so far as we did with the other one. A little bit here though, and under here, and a bit more in there. Now I'm going to go back to this because I think this is a bit too light in the middle, so I'm going to bring this darker colour in a bit. You see, I'm just gradually working it through. I'm not rushing it, I'm thinking it through, thinking about the effect I want, and gradually building up the layers. If I go in too quickly, I can end up adding too many layers of colour to the bit I don't want to do lots of colour on. And then I'm going to take the lighter orange again, the number 24, and just blend that out a bit more. A bit more around here. Okay, now, oh, sorry, the page is a bit flappy. I'm going to do a bit more colour down here on the bottom. Now the candle holder itself, I've got some ideas for, and the flame is quite tricky, so I'm going to have a go at that now. The wick of the candle, to start with, I'm going to do with number 8, which is a dark grey. You could do it black, but decided to go for the dark grey, and it's just, I think it'd be darker at the bottom, but I'm not sure. Now with candle flames, they're often blue at the bottom and then orange going to lighter yellow. As I've got so little space here because it's such a small flame, I'm just going to not do the blue. I'm just going to go straight in with number 4, which is the orange. I've purposely taken a slightly lighter shade of orange than I've been using for the candle itself, but I'm going to put it down quite intensely and here, and then bring it gentler to the top. And then I'm going to blend into it with a number 11 and push it up towards the tip. There we go. Now I'm happy with that. We've got this bit surrounding it, we're going to deal with that later, but we've got the main sort of candle holder to do, and my idea for this is to do it in gold. Now gold is fun, but it can be slightly tricky, and I'm just picking out my colours now to do a selection. So you need a selection of colours, I'll just show you. So I'm going to pick 76 and 73 and 16 and 11. So basically a very dark mid-brown, this is the sort of goldy yellow, and a lighter yellow is what I find works. Sometimes you can have more. It's quite nice to have a black and then a even lighter yellow, but because we've got quite a small item we're working with, I don't want to take too many colours. I'm going to start down here on these smaller sections. I find them a little bit easier. So start here with the dark, and I'm pushing quite hard, going quite intensely here, but I'm going to quickly blend it out so we haven't got a huge area. And the same here. And what I tend to do when I'm doing gold like this, or any metallic, is to do all the dark bit first. So all the bit that might be slightly darker. So every corner. Now the base of this, I haven't really thought about what I'm doing with that. Not sure yet. I'll have a think as I'm doing this. As you can see, it's all very similar here. Now this bit is catching the light, you would imagine, maybe from the candle, so it's not going to be quite so dark. So I'm just going to put a hint there and here, and a hint here, not so intently, but down here it might be darker, and we've got all this intricate piece. Now I would imagine that this bit would be sticking out from here, so this would be a lot lighter than this bit. So I'm going to put dark here, but not on top of these other bits, and I'm not going to bring it all the way into the middle. Have a bit of a lighter area. This is quite small to be doing this level of detail. You could just ignore the detail and just do it all in the same way you do this top bit, but I'm going to have a go, see if I can get it to work. And the same here. So you see I'm not doing lots of dark brown at this point because I want to do some shadows under here later, so we're just doing a hint at the minute. Now I'm going to do these ones. Now it'll be quite dark under this sort of top bit, so we'll do a darker bit here and then bring it down, fade it down, and I'm just going to do the same across all of these pieces. Now here they're facing in different directions, so they would be different colours, but I'm just going to leave it the same just for ease. Maybe I'm lazy, I don't know. And then this one I'm going to do darker, fading up, and the same with this one. Now metallics take some mastering, and one big hint that I can give you is to always leave some white. So when you're doing something that's metal, whatever shade of metal you want to do, even if it's coloured or foiled or whatever, leave some white on the page, and that makes it look like reflection, and it's more effective. So you can see I'm doing the same technique here as I've done throughout. I'm just doing this a darker bit and fading it out towards the middle. Now these bits I'm leaving for now. I'm not sure what colour I'm going to do in the background of those. And I still haven't thought about the base. I'm going to pull that down a little more. Now this piece here, now I think it might be catching the light in a more diagonal way. So I'm going to take across the corners. You'll see how it works out after. This one and the top's going to be quite dark, I reckon. So I'm going to put quite a lot around there. This piece, I think, is going to go like that. This piece dark at the bottom, as with this bit. Can you see what I'm doing? Put it right down. This bit, this bit, this bit, and here. And then we've got these two. I'm going to do it similar to the rest with a darker bit here and here, fading in to the middle. I'm going to do that darker in the corner because they're furthest away from the candle flame. Maybe here and here. Maybe that won't be so bright down there. There we go. Now we're going to take our next colour, which is the 73. I'll push that up. Actually, I find it easier starting at the top. I'm going to start at the top. And we just extend the brown that we've done already. I'm not going to go very far on this bit. This one needs a bit more because it's a bigger piece. And here now if you accidentally forget to leave a white gap, or you colour over it, or your paper's slightly yellowy, it depends on the books you're using, or if you're not even using a white paper, if you printed something out onto a coloured paper, which can look lovely, you can use a white pen to create your white. So I'm just extending every bit of dark that I've already put in, so overlapping and pushing towards the centre of the particular shape that I've been doing. So this one, because it's thinner on the top, I'm pulling out more at the bottom. And here, down from the top. Can you still see? Yes. Down from here and here and here. Oh, we haven't done the bottom of that one. Do you see here? I'm just going to take the dark brown, the number 76, and just do this bit. And then we can go back to our number. Oh, can't find it. There we go, 73. And do this bit. See, on the smaller areas I'm doing less. This one. Now down here we need to start thinking about making. I'm going back over the top of what I've done. We're still not putting any colour yet onto those swirly bits. I don't know what they're called. I like calling them swirly bits. And this piece we haven't done. Just checking to make sure that's everything. And next we're going to use number 16. I'm going to go back up to the top. Now because we want to leave some white, I won't on that very top bit. Then I'm going to do very little of this here, but I really like this colour. And here, can you still see? Yeah. Just slowly bringing it round. Let's push this up for you. Now here I'm just going to go over the top because I still want to leave that little white gap in the middle, and the same here, so I'm just going to blend this into the colours that's there and not extend it at all, maybe just a little at the bottom. There, we're going through over the top, bringing that out. One as well. It's fun and relaxing this. Once you've marked out and decided what you're doing, it's quite fun. Can you see? Let's push that up. And up. So not taking it too far. Down here, just a hint. Now we can start to introduce a little bit onto here now, but just very gently. And the bits towards the middle I think would be paler, so I'm not going to put any on them. Oh, we haven't done much on here, have we? We didn't do any of the other brown on it, but I think that's okay. Oh, we need to fill in that bit. Okay, and now we're into our final colour, which is the number 11. Now we've got none on this top rung. This one we just want to hint, we want to leave the very top bit white, and the same here, to leave some white on every bit so that we've got that shine. Now with this one I'm going to put a little bit either side of here because there'd be a tiny bit of shadow, and then take this bit up so the white bits are right at the top. Whoops, hang on. And this top bit I'm going to pretty much leave because we don't want to cover up that white. Here we've got a little white, but still need to leave the white line, so we'll just bring it in a little bit. And same here, we need to leave that bit of white there. So bring it together with the white line. and here. So going over the top basically of what we've done before, leaving a little hint of white in the middle. We can also use this to just blend together the colours that are there already. And oh, let me push it up so we can see all of it. So down here, up here, leaving a little gap. And the same here. Try and make the gap about the same height throughout, but it isn't quite. Got hardly any gap there. Here I'm going to just warm up this area a bit, but leave a bit. Of white, so we can see that's metallic too. And here we've got very little gap, so we can't pop much in. Okay, and here I'm just going to go over the top of it all, but leave a line in the middle, and here as well. Now our last step is to make this stand out more, so I'm going to go back to the number 76, push it up so it's a bit more central for you. So what we're going to do is, you would expect there to be shadow under each of these. I'm going to put a darker hint of brown under each bit. Now it's going to be slightly fainter towards the middle because everything's a bit lighter there, and darker as we come back out towards the edge. Now this is a bit fiddly, but I think it's worth it. I think it just gives that a little touch of, I don't know, makes it look a little more special, a little more real. Sorry, I'm not talking, I'm concentrating. So you notice I didn't go around every bit, just the bits that would have shade coming underneath. So there we go, there's that bit. And now we've got all these dots. Now behind these dots there's tiny hints of a background, and then you've got the whole dots. What I'm going to do is do that background in this dark grey colour first, and it's quite fiddly and small, so it needs to be very sharp, particularly the lower bit. So I'm just filling all that in dark grey, and what that will do is make the round bits stand out, and I'm going to do them as little gems, and it's going to be, they're not very big, so we're not going to do a huge, I like doing gems with lots of different shades of colour and things like that, because these are small, we're going to keep them really simple, but we're going to make them match the candle. So we're going to do them red or reddy orange. Quite decided yet. Gosh, it's just small and fiddly along here. Just try and get a little hint of colour in there, because it would just highlight those circles. As I say, it's very small. You could always use a gel pen for this. If you've got a grey gel pen, it would be brilliant, or a felt pen even. I think felt pens are okay in this book, I haven't tried them. Oh, fine liner is what I mean, not a felt pen, they're quite big. Tiny little fine liner would be great. My fine liner grey is so dark it looks almost like black. It doesn't quite work for this, I don't think. I also find, I don't understand why, but I seem to go out the lines more with a fine liner, even though it's small. It makes me look really wobbly. I don't know why, maybe I'm just not confident using them. And these are teeny weeny little gaps. You might not even want to bother doing this, so just leave it white. You can hardly see them. I'm just going to persevere as I've started. They get even smaller along here. Just going to pick the odd one, I think. There's a few here at the end that are a bit bigger. Where I can't see them, I'm not going to bother. Right, so that's that. And then we're going to go for this, I've decided, number 2. This is the sort of reddy orange, it's not quite red. And we're going to do every circle the same. These little ones, I'm just going to fill them in hard. Cover them over, do quite a lot of layers so they're really hard and bright. And we're just going to use a white gel pen to make the shine. I think it's easier than trying to leave a white dot in the middle of such a small thing. You could leave a white dot. If you don't have a gel pen, that's the only way you're going to get it. But they are well worth it, I would say. I've only tried a few brands though. I like my jelly roll, but I've seen some people are preferring other brands. It's very personal with pens and pencils as to what you like and dislike. These are a bit bigger. You could more easily leave a dot. Do you see? I don't know if you can see, I've left a little dot, but I'm actually going to cover that over. So I'm going to do my pen across all of them to make it consistent. And the reason for that is because they get quite small on this side. So quite taxing. Now this page has got a lot of space for background. Now in my large Secret Garden book I did a pastel background which was quite fun, and did black in the corners and then a dark brown and then a yellow towards the middle to make it look like a really sort of gloomy picture, which you could do, but I feel that that's fine. But you could try something a bit more Christmassy. It could be hanging on a Christmas tree. You could do green in the background. Now I've just got my gel pen and I'm going to do the all the dots. So yeah, you could do green Christmas tree. You could draw some bricks. I have seen an absolutely fantastic picture of someone holding a person's face where they're holding the lantern. That was absolutely amazing. It all depends on what you want. You can trace, you can oh gosh, there's a beeping downstairs. 1 minute, I'm just going to pause. Sorry about that. It was actually the tumble dryer. Had my son's sheets in there. Unfortunately he had a nosebleed. I can't get my pen to work now. That's one of the criticisms people have of these pens, is that the ends get a little bit blocked up with the paint. But if you put the lid on, it's fine. But of course I stupidly didn't. So anyway, you're going around here with these little dots. And while I was rushed downstairs to sort out those sheets, I had decided what to do for the background on this picture. So that was good. There we go. Now on here we've got little dots, and it's where the wax is dripping down and catching the light. You could put some white dots on there. I'm not going to. I think it's a bit too small. Now I'm going to fill in these 2 butterflies next. They're moths actually. I can't get them all in the picture. I'll do this one first. And I've decided I'm going to use some of the colours that we've already used in the picture before. I'm going to use the brown, so I'm going to use number 73 because they're moths. I'm thinking brown. I don't know why. But I'm going to do them quite dark. Hi, sorry about that telephone ringing. I'm just going to finish off these 2 butterflies because I've noticed that my battery's nearly flat, and I've got a little idea for a background on this, and I'd talk you through it rather than doing it. So I'm going to go to number 76 to do more work on the butterfly. I'm going to do these in this colour. What I'm going to do is some pastel on the background, and I'm going to do a nice light yellow in the centre here, coming out to more orangey yellow at the end. I'm just going to keep it quite simple. This number 8 for the body. I just was going to just do a few pastel colours. Now I'm going to do the other butterfly. Keeping it really light where the candle is, and then darkening it towards the edge, and just applying the pastel, scraping some pastel into a bowl and then applying it with some cotton buds or cotton wool. I've got some actually, I've got some little makeup things that I use, number 73, which look a bit like cotton buds, earbuds, or I think Q-tips is what they call them in some countries. They look a bit like that, but they've got a flatter end and a more rounded end, pointier end, so they're quite useful. And I saw them on special offer in my supermarket and thought, oh, I'll grab those look good. They're okay, not brilliant. So I'm doing more layers of colour near the body, just in the same way as I did with the other butterfly, and then fading it out towards the edge of the wings. And then taking the darker colour, the number 76, to do the details. I'm going to do the edge in this colour. Just add a little bit of darker colour on the edges. Now I'm thinking if I do a nice light pastel colour, then it can sort of, if it smudges onto these butterflies, it won't matter, or any of the other things I've done actually. So there we go. As I say, I'm sorry I haven't got enough battery to be able to show you the background. But I shall zoom out so you can see nearly the whole of the lantern. There we go. So that's what we've done today. Gold candle-y lantern. So sorry about the 2 interruptions. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching, and happy colouring.